Here is a quick example of how you can solve an equation that involves integer exponents. We're going to do it basically using the same kinds of techniques we used to solve equations back in chapter 1 and 2, but it involves a couple other things. First thing is that, remember from the last video, a negative exponent always means the same thing as 1 divided by x to that positive exponent. So that's what I'm going to do here, is rewrite this x to the negative 3 as a fraction. So this is going to be 0.2, and the x to the negative 3 is just going to become 1 over x to the power positive 3. And the 1.5 on the other side is just 1.5. Then if you want to rewrite this as 0.2 over x to the 3. That's a good idea. Just looks nicer that way. Anyways, from there you can just multiply both sides by the denominator to clear fractions, just like the way you always clear fractions in an equation. So I'm going to multiply both sides by x cubed, and that will cancel out here with that. And so you just end up with 0.2 equals 1.5x cubed. Then if we want to get rid of the 1.5, just divide by 1.5 to cancel out that multiplication. And so you end up with 0.2 divided by 1.5 on the left side. And you could use that with use a calculator to approximate that, or you could just write it as 2 over 15. Just multiplying both sides there by 10 to make the numbers look a little bit better. But that turns out to be a long repeating decimal, so I'll just leave it like that. And that equals x cubed. And now to cancel out the x cubed, we're going to use the fact that the cube root of x cubed is just x. And so that cancels out there, and you just get x. And on the other side, you can just write the answer as the cube root of 2/15. You could also get a decimal approximation for that, like so. So remember, the cube root button is in the math menu here. Go down to number 4, or just press the number 4, of course, to get to that. And we're going to do the cube root of 2 divided by 15. And the approximation, you could call that 0.511. Both of these are fine answers. One is an approximation and one is exact. So yeah, the main ideas here are to remember this fact. This is the main idea of section 6.1. And also, if you want to get rid of fractions, just remember to multiply both sides by the denominator to get that to cancel out there.